Hi, my name is Jalanna Pinder. I am a 10th grader at Lucaya International School in Grand Bahama. Stability, economic development, a sound financial environment are all made possible to us in the Bahamas largely due to foreign exchange controls. Firstly, what is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange is conversion of one country's currency to another country's currency at a specific rate, which depends on the dollar value of each country. There is also a cost associated with this transaction that helps to fund the banking industry. So what are foreign exchange controls? These are government-imposed controls that 1. Govern private transactions, like how much money Bahamians and residents are allowed to send from our country to another. And 2. Prevent exchange rate volatility, resulting in a stabilized economy. Consider this scenario. Imagine living in your household where your parents are gainfully employed but often decide to give their earnings to a relative or spend it on the needs of another household, neglecting your family's needs and not saving. At some point, this will have a very negative impact on the stability of your home life. Similar is true for the Bahamas. As a country, we need to ensure that funds circulate our economy and that our needs are met. Also, just as a family saves for a rainy day, the Bahamas has cash reserves that help to protect the strength of our Bahamian dollar. I learned a bit more about foreign exchange from my father, who recently brought back some Costa Rican money that he had exchanged from USD when he had traveled to Costa Rica. So his funds went from, as he called it, B dollars to USD to cologne. For every $1, he received 608 colones. It is safe to say my father was a millionaire in Costa Rica. The devaluation of such countries' money is a direct result of their lack of foreign reserves and/or their inability to cover their debt. Fortunately, the Bahamas has fared well in these areas and has maintained a strong dollar value, perhaps thanks to exchange control regulations, which are solely the responsibility of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. Also, according to the Central Bank's website, the Bahamas' external reserves grew to $3.3 billion as of August 2022. With the insertion of funds from the International Monetary Fund, this puts the Bahamas in a strong economic position, particularly compared to some of our Caribbean counterparts and some Central American countries, as I have seen. Despite the benefits of our exchange control regulations, the administration of exchange controls has been relaxed considerably over the years, marked by increased annual foreign currency allowances for residents and the delegation of increased approval authority to commercial banks. According to my parents, who both worked at a local bank some years ago, there are much stricter procedures in place for administering foreign currency. Banks were only authorized to grant 1,000 USD to citizens and residents. Anything more needed central bank's approval via a stamped form. Now up to 10,000 USD may be exchanged in banks for individuals, and 15,000 can be wired from person to person without central bank's approval, among other positive changes that also impact the commercial sector. However, there are new regulations that continue to promote a stable economic environment. The world is now much smaller and more opportunities for international exchange are present. Money moves faster. Let's continue to monitor its movements with a few checks and balances enforced by exchange regulations. Special thanks to the Central Bank of the Bahamas for their daily management to secure our reserves and maintain our national economy. Like a maturing child, parents relinquish some of the reins just as the foreign exchange policies have been softened. But like parental guidance, foreign exchange controls are a must.